Welcome to our Tuesday morning sales meeting. Of all the topics that I'd be talking about today, this is probably one that I'm most passionate about. If you've heard me talk about lead generation in the past, you're going to hear some of the same information, some new information, a little bit more of a fiery approach to it because I'm kind of passionate about this right now. And I speak confidently on this topic because I've paid a lot of money for a lot of stuff in the past. I fell into that 12 to 18 month trap where you get your license and then all of a sudden the vultures come out and they're all throwing different ideas at you. They're all making promises to you, all those types of things. And yeah, I did it the wrong way. So I'm here to talk about the right way to do it. But I digress. Let's get started. Oh, this needs to be in the computer. I'm like, what's happening here? Thank you.
And then
Am I that lazy? I can't just hit the down arrow button. Okay, we're good.
Cool.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Back on track. So as we do all of our scope meetings, let's start with a little bit of a focus on our system of beliefs, the WI4C2Ts. So looking at this list, I'd love a couple of volunteers. Let's go with 2 volunteers today around how one of these pieces of our system of beliefs has manifested itself in your business over the past month.
Integrity. I want that one.
All right.
I lost the listing.
Tell me
I
more.
lost the listing due to integrity. So
Tell me more.
I told them based off the comparables what it should be listed for.
Yep.
They weren't on board with that, and so they gave it to another agent who put it up for 20 grand more than what I counted that.
Yep.
And it's still in the market.
And there she'll sit. And there she'll sit.
So it's my integrity moment.
Yeah, I love that. Jason and I were actually just talking about that yesterday, literally. A good friend of mine from church, close friend, listed with another agent. Same reason. They actually were going to list it $100,000 more than where I was going to list it because the house across the street sold for $900,000, so there should too. And it was listed. What day was it listed? April 14th. Yeah, 120 days it's been on the market. So. And as a Virgo, I get deep satisfaction from saying, I told you so. I don't know. I'm a little, I can be a little, whatever that word is. Okay, so let's go with one more. Thank you, Douglas, for coming off mute for that.
Yes, sir. Jason's ready.
Oh, Doug.
Jason's making all kinds of eye contact with me today, so.
Sure looks really nice. Well, they're all so good.
They are.
All so good. It's hard to pick one. If I were to pick one, this one thought was last couple of days strangely have gone pretty smoothly. So I'm gonna kind of pick between teamwork, communication.
I knocked on wood for you.
Putting out there what's going on, just in a direct, not a confrontational manner, but just clear communication and not ghosting in the middle of transactions. So compliments to the agents I've been involved with. It's just been smooth.
Yeah, I love that. Good stuff. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you. 2 great examples of our WI4C2Ts. Next up tonight, 6 p.m., how to become a real estate agent is our next career night. So if you know anyone who is thinking about a career in real estate and you want to grow your downline, we actually have a not well publicized, but opportunity for scholarships through Keller Williams through a program called K-Store. So if you know someone who is interested in taking real estate classes, but they don't want to come out of pocket $1,000 or $1,200 and they want to get a scholarship through Keller Williams, there are opportunities to do that now. So scan the QR code to get someone registered, or you can just text me their name and number and I can reach out to them. So there you have it. All right, the collaboration you've been waiting for. So Keller Williams recently, meaning what, Q1 or Q2, signed an exclusive with Canva for enterprise level, which gives you access to the pro version of Canva as well as a lot of other things, including MLS integration. So it's like one less step for you to use your listings photos on any media that you want, rather than like going to, screenshot a bunch of photos and then uploading them to your computer and then putting them on Canva. You literally go into Canva, put in the MLS number, it reads the listing from the MLS, and you can pull all the photos in the listing directly onto Canva. So recent report showed that only 10% of our brokerage had logged into their new Canva account, mainly because people really don't know how to do it. So a couple of different ways you can do it. Number one, you can scan this QR code and join tomorrow's tech training on how to do this. Highly, highly recommend it. Especially for those of us who were paying $120 a year for Canva, like congratulations, like save that $120 and just use this because it includes everything that you had. And there's a really easy way that Tori can show you how to transfer the information from your old Canva account to your new canva.kw.com account. Cool. So a couple of the things, MLS integration, we already talked about. Enhanced support. So if you're having an issue and you need help with it, you don't just Google it or chat GPT it or go to Tori. You have enhanced support through their enterprise level support. And then also there's so many Keller Williams branded templates, including KW Commercial, KW Luxury, just a lot of really, really cool templates in there. And like there's still the freedom because of the pro version where you can upload existing organic content that you've created and still do like it gives you all the enhancements of the Keller Williams partnership, but doesn't limit any of your like original content that you want to upload and mess with. Cool. Awesome. It's way cooler than I thought it was going to be. So some upcoming trainings. We have the business planning clinic. If you want to start 2026 off on the right foot, I highly, 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 highly recommend this. This last October was paramount for how I grew my business through the wintertime, set up a plan for success, and just crushed it in the spring. My business would not be where it is today without the business planning clinic. And I've been told it's being led by the best person who's done it. I talked to a team owner on the east side, Colleen Nicholas, who's been to, I don't even know how many business planning clinics. I think she said seven business planning clinics. Business planning clinic was originally her introduction to Keller Williams when she came over from, who was Colleen with before? Remax Realty. So she came as a Remax agent to Keller Williams Business Planning Clinic. And that was like kind of like cemented her in stone. And is being taught by our owner, Scott Phillips. And Colleen's words, not mine. He teaches the best, most impactful business planning clinic she's ever attended. So, Scott.
What?
Yeah. So, and her words, not mine. Scott Toombs did a really good job last year. It's nothing compared to Scott Phillips. And like the Scott Toombs one was the one that impacted my business so much. So
Yeah.
If that one meant so much to my business, I'm really excited to see how this one goes. So highly, highly recommend. That's on October 14th from 9 to 4. Also, you get 6 hours of CE by attending this as well. So like, not only do you have this like all day business enhancing thing, but you also get like required CE hours for it too. So cool. Our culture community is getting together to walk at Edgewater September 25th at 9:30 a.m. If you're interested in the Culture Community Walking Club and you want to do some walking this week, go ahead and scan that QR code. Next up, get your core CE. Thank you to Ohio Real Title. Jen, kudos. I think this was kind of your baby getting this year. So thank you for that. So Ohio Civil Rights, 3 hours of core CE will be hosted here in this room, Monday, the 29th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Please register and bring a friend. Love it.
How many spots Spots are left. Do you know how many spots are still available? These
We
usually
got
fill up.
33 signups.
33 signups.
Mhm.
I mean, that's full. So when are we cutting that off?
I mean,
How many? seats
how many
are
people
in?
are actually on?
That's true.
We usually lose about a third, so.
Do we? Okay.
Keep it coming, yeah.
It said 33 and there's like 27 seats in the room.
Yeah.
Concerned me. I guess we have like a bunch of chairs. back
Down
there.
to grab seats from the poolside.
Yeah. So, and this is one of the ones that's required. Like if you don't have your civil rights hours, you can't renew license. So. All right, partner updates. Speaking of Ohio Real Title. Janet.
That was going to be my big update was.
Oh, was it?
I would love for you to join us.
Wait, hold on. There you go.
That is my update. That's all I got.
You're like, damn it, Burns, stealing my thunder.
Otherwise, I mean, all I can say what I'm seeing from the title side is I'm seeing more and more unusual title issues, and I mean, really out of left field. Things I've never seen before in the 11 years I've been in title. So please, when the new contracts are submitted, please make sure we have contact information for your clients. Email, telephone, so we can communicate, get those pre-closing forms or pre-closing information requests in their hands. And if you don't want to put that information on the contract because you don't want the co-broker to see it, please, reply to our request for that information. Because if we're trying to chase down social security number, telephone number, that's just putting us behind.
Yeah.
And when we're like, oh my gosh, we found 16 leads, we need to determine if this is actually our party, not having that info is only setting us behind. So please, please, please give us contact info, reach out to it, for it, please, reach out back with that. If you have any questions on that, just ask, or if you just want to send it to me, that's okay too. It's just imperative that we have it.
Great. Thank you, Jen.
You know, what I've seen that too is we've seen a lot of old tax liens and credit card judgments come through on title exams. And if I'm not mistaken, the state of Ohio right now is about 90 days behind. in trying-
February, they're working on February. so
Yeah,
I'm
I'm trying to update these tax liens, so the consumers having to pay these at closing are gonna hold 3 times the amount. The federal company will hold 3 times the amount in escrow, until they can find out what the actual payoff is from the state, am I right?
Yeah. And, clients tend to be very, very upset about it
Yeah.
because, why can't you get this promptly? It's not so much an us issue, it's a matter of the state of Ohio is working on requests that they received 7 months ago. They are that far behind. And I don't think anybody wants to wait 7 months to close. So unfortunately, that's the only option is to hold proceeds until we can get that official number. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Very important info. Next up, Jennifer Rennick from APHW. Ooh, we got some stuff for us
I have
today.
a couple claims cards to pass, like, and this is for Kelly, one same girl, but you already knew about this one. This is the one I helped you with.
Oh,
perfect, yeah.
So, and I got one for Brian too. So claims cards, you guys will start seeing me handing these out. We're getting more and more, which brings me to say, when I give them to you, it's just gonna give you your client's information, who placed the claim, why they placed the claim, how much we paid out on it, so you can follow up with them. And then, of course, if you need anything on that claim, let me know. But what I say is, what I'm seeing is an increase in claims being in place 30 to 60 days after closing, mostly within the first 30 days. The uptake has been a little bit insane. The month of August, we paid out over $52,000 in claims in my Western Cleveland territory alone. That's just for real estate sales. Huge, huge, huge increase. The reason for that high rate too is, in case you're not aware of what I'm seeing in my side, is I see all the invoices coming through from the HVAC, heating claims, cooling claims and things like that. Refrigerant Freon R22 is going for $150 a pound right now. Please, 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 for the buyer's preferred upgrade. For the extra $199 on your buyer's plans. Trust me, it is worth it. It is the only way I can cover that refrigerant cost. Nobody wants to pay $150 a pound. I just had an invoice the other day, the customer needed 9 pounds. So
Jeez.
your homeowner moves in right after closing and they have an AC claim and they've already just got hit with that part of the bill. That's just for them to fill that back up after draining it because we had to replace the compressor. So we'll cover that part. But let's make sure we're also covering that refrigerant for them. That is a big part of their cost, because I know they were probably pretty frustrated with that. So please reach out if you have questions, but I know we're getting out of AC season, but I'm telling you this because we're getting ready to get into colder weather months where they won't go to test your AC, right? You're selling the homes, the home inspector is gonna kind of do a quick test on it, but they're not really know if the AC is working to function. So next spring and summer, all the houses that you're selling now is when those claims are gonna come through. So let's just make sure we protect them in advance so that they don't have to get hit with that large bill, because I don't see that price coming down anytime soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm gonna stop saying worth your weight in gold and just say worth your weight in refrigerant.
I'm kidding.
Fun fact, I'm worth $44,250 in refrigerant. Bad joke, sorry. Thanks. Enjoy it.
Be here all week, folks.
I'll be here all week. Cross Country Mortgage, the one and only Don Jarecki.
I just want everybody to remind everybody, if you haven't seen some of these emails going out, or the Facebook page for the office, that Cross Country Mortgage is bringing Tom Ferry in October 15th. It's a Wednesday down at the Cleveland Hilton on Lakeside. It's an all-day event from 8 till 5. We'll provide lunch for you. I think the first session is between 9 till noon, and then lunch from noon to 1:30, and then 1:30 to 4, 2 to 5. It's going to be the afternoon session. And then they have the graph that's on happy hour for anybody people that show up at the 32nd floor bars, that overlooks Lake Erie and winning Cleveland Browns. So we make sure to attend that. If you haven't received an email or you haven't hit the webpage, see me with an email address, and I'll get you the invite so you can sign up for it. We throw a pretty good event. Tom Ferry's a great speaker. Yes. Fed cut rates last week. Is anybody aware of that?
Yep,
Good thing or bad thing?
neutral.
I think that's an interest rate.
That was a
after
trick
Fed
question.
cut rates.
Probably went up.
They went up. And probably the next 2 cuts, you'll probably see the same thing happen. The market will price itself into these upcoming rate cuts. Rates will start trickling down a little bit. But as we get closer to rate cuts, and listen to what Jerome Powell says and the rest of the Fed committee, it starts shooting the rates back up right after the Fed rate cut. Rates have actually gone up 0.25% since that cut last week. So anything we think we might have gained, we've lost over the past week. These Fed rate cuts are different from previous rate cuts. I think they're going to be more of a long-term effect. This is where you start seeing the benefits of it. So if we get a cut in October, we get another cut in December, then it's like maybe 2 cuts next year. It could be summer or later before you start seeing the effects of these things happening. And as you heard me say before, pay attention to unemployment. When you start seeing unemployment approaching 4.5%, I think that's when we'll start seeing some interest rates coming down a little bit here. Or if you start seeing the Fed putting money into the market, what they call quantitative easing. If we start seeing the Fed buying bonds again like they did 2020, 21, you can see rates really drop. I think that's what needs to happen more than anything. So I think the inflation that's happening, we're at 2.9 right now. They keep wanting to get to 2. I don't think that's going to happen. So keep an eye on unemployment. Any questions about that? See? It's sign up for Tom Ferry. So pretty good.
Thanks, Don, appreciate it. That could be a very impactful week for your business. Business planning clinic on the 14th, Tom Ferry on the 15th. I could talk about a 1-2 punch, so. And like, I know that I sound like a broken record when it comes to interest rates, but like, for me, I hear an opportunity to reach out to our buyers, right? So like, hey, there was a rate cut, as you may be aware, it actually increased interest rates. Like, that starts a conversation around how Fed rate cuts never, rarely, if ever, affect interest rates in a positive way. So if you're thinking about buying the house, buy the house. You can always refinance.
Buy the house.
Buy the house, you can always
Yeah.
refinance. At an appreciation rate.
Those with home equity line of credit, so those rates dropping accordingly.
Yeah, as appreciation is between 2 and 3%. The house is gonna keep getting more expensive. The interest rate might stay the same. So buy the house, refinance if the interest rates come down next summer. Leverage Center, we have Liz Kuzminski with us today.
Just a reminder that if you have a bunch of great events you want to go to, like business planning clinic and Tom Ferry, and you're worried about what you're gonna do for your business while you're in those events, you can hire me, I'll take care of everything while you're in them, so you're learning and doing your stuff. But the other thing I wanted to talk about today was, I recently had a lender come back, we put together the ROC with the seller concession on it. And the lender came back and asked us to put it on a blank addendum instead of on the ROC because they didn't want the underwriter to see that there was a credit from the inspection. That's the first time I've ever had that be an issue, but I have in the past had multiple lenders come back. Like if you put on their, seller to credit buyer $3,000 for mold remediation, that is a big issue. Like you do not want to put any health and safety issues on there because the lender, the underwriter is going to want to see that those are taken care of before the buyer closes the house. So just be aware as you're doing your ROCs that the language you put on there is important and less is more. Way better to just put $3,000 buyer or seller to credit buyer $3,000 towards buyer's prepaid points and closing costs. I just leave it at that. You don't have to give the why.
We don't need to know why.
Yes. They don't want to know why.
They don't want to know why.
So, yeah, it's good. I mean, obviously you want to let the listing agent and the seller know this is why we're asking for it, but it does not need to be on the documents that the lender or the title company see.
That's good to know.
Just, yep, something for everyone to be aware of.
If you have questions, go see Liz. She'll help you. You like my kid?
Look at that beautiful slide.
I made it 25 minutes ago in 30 seconds.
Carrie one versus Chris
relax.
one.
Yeah. Carrie,
Well,
Chris.
I didn't call Carrie yesterday, so
Carrie.
it's my fault.
Chris.
I want to thank everyone that went to the clam bake and joined in the raffles and everything. It was a very successful clam bake. It was very, very fun, and I hope you that went enjoyed it. The biggest part of it, the part I'm really happy about, we raised $7,700 in raffle tickets. So thank you to everybody who bought raffle tickets. That's a good amount of money. And it was also fun to cut Mike's hair. What I want to talk about, another way that we do the fundraising is directly through Command. You can give to KW Cares every time you close. And the best way to give money is when you don't see the money. If I don't see it, I don't spend it. I myself, I've given through Command for well over a year now. And I was really surprised at the fact 70% of all donations to KW Cares come through the closing donation. And I didn't really think it was that big, but only 23% of the transactions give to KW Cares. Can you imagine if we had 100% of the people?
Is that our
Giving-
local KW Cares or is that national?
This is national.
National, okay.
This is national or international. It's really the best way to give money. And guys, we're not asking for $1,000 per transaction. No, it could be 20, it could be 50, it could be 5. It all adds up and it goes right to KW Cares. And lately, we've been experiencing a little higher requests for assistance from our brokerage, which we're super, super happy to help. So anything you can do would be greatly appreciated. On the bottom of this flyer that Kelly's going to hand out, it tells you how to give with every closing. And I've done it 2 or 3 times to make sure, yes, this is exactly how to do it. The instructions are very, very easy to follow. And we're going to be following up with some success stories from the National Cares account, because some of these stories, I just sat there like, wow. You know, it's really, really cool. I'm excited to be part of that group. So keep your money.
Cool.
Burns, keep your money.
I do.
Yay, thank you. See,
Every closing.
it's so easy.
Yeah, I was on that, when I
Trying
was-
to do it anyway. No, I'm just kidding.
when I was transitioning between, dual career agent, full-time agent, like there was a sketchy 6 months there. And so like, I dropped that to like $5 a closing, but it was still something.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
And then as your business builds, you increase your giving. Those charitable donations really do a lot of good. So, and hats off to you and Allison and everybody that participated in creating the clam bake and making sure that it happened because it was a blast.
Oh,
It was
good.
so much fun. So
Okay.
thank you for all your work. I know that that's a huge endeavor and it's not easy. So anybody that had a hand in that, probably Liz too. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
gosh, yeah.
so
It pays off when you win bourbon, I suppose.
yeah. Congratulations to you. I didn't win jack squat, so, but I never do. I never.
But your
do,
basket was
so.
pretty.
I don't even know. I've been to, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Your basket was one of the ones that got the most number of tickets.
They did.
Did it? I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
that.
It was like 5 bottles of bourbon and a stuffed garden gnome that was so cute. You guys see the garden gnome? Oh, yeah. Like, I knew that garden gnome was gonna draw a couple tickets, just
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
what-
put that garden.
It did it.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen to bourbon.
Yinzu doesn't
Yeah.
actually drink bourbon. She just really wanted that garden gnome. Yinzu won my, Yinzu won my basket.
I know, I was mad at her.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's move into the bulk of our meeting today, which I'm so excited about. What's it called? Lead Gen Deep Dive. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna deep dive on lead generation today. So it's gonna be like 10 minutes of content, and then we're gonna role play at the front of the class for a half an hour. You will be forced to do this. Just kidding, Brian. I'm just joking. Just like, relax. I literally said that just for your. So you're welcome.
I got my attention.
Right, yeah. So first thing we're gonna do is, we're just gonna brainstorm a little bit around what lead sources we are all currently using. So you can use the last 2 pages of your handout today as a guide if you can't think of anything. The recurring theme that you'll see today, which might be a little bit of a spoiler alert, is that the most successful Keller Williams agents have narrowed their lead sources to between 2 and 4 lead sources. So like, look at what we're doing today through that lens. The most successful people who have built massive businesses have done it just with 2 or 3 or 4 lead sources. Cool. So what are some things that you guys are doing today, whether they work or not?
Fear.
Sphere of influence,
Social media.
socials. What else? Sorry, referrals? Agent or client or both?
Both.
Both. Yeah, you had a deal in contract that was a referral from another Keller Williams agent, right? Yeah. What else? What are we doing for lead sources? That's it? Just those 3 things?
Great.
Right, class over. We're all just focusing on 3 things. So, what's that? Network. Be more specific. Networking who? With who?
That's the rate.
Agents?
And community.
What partners?
First community.
Something crazy happened to me last week. I got a referral from my home inspector. Yeah, jealous? It's about damn time. I'm giving them 40 deals. Who else? Anybody else for networking? Agents, partners, vendors?
Organizations.
This is a terribly squeaky marker. What else?
Hobbies or interests groups.
Hobbies and interests? So your knitting club,
Yep, underwater basket weaving.
underwater basket weaving, yeah. Skydiving club, what else?
Social activity.
Social activities,
Bars.
that's kind of hobbies and interests.
Say bars. Liquid Legion.
Open
Look
houses.
at
Open houses.
Liquid Legion.
It works.
Open house.
Really looses you up too.
You'll say anything.
The confidence I have lead gen.
Yep.
At Liquid Legion.
Yes.
Open houses. What else?
Farming,
Farming, love that.
sending letters out. Old letters, everything.
Yeah.
Thought you were talking about me. Garden.
That would be not. No,
Putting a cornfield in downtown Lakewood. Farming,
I use Opcity too.
Op City / Zillow.
It's like the realtor.com. Like, so it's. They take a bigger chunk than you'd like to.
Yeah, is it 40%?
Like 35.
35%? Yeah.
Inflation.
Cost of goods. Going up. Anything else?
well, any of the lead services, I've been getting every day 2 to 3 texts from. We'll send you double verified sellers, blah, blah, blah.
I only subscribe to triple verified sellers.
Yeah, exactly.
They
So-
always have like
I mean,
1,000% fee.
They're hitting, oh, and now they're advertising, no setup fee, no, you only pay at closing, whatever, I don't obviously call them back.
Interesting.
But some people do, and it works for them.
Anything else?
What about like Brivity and stuff like
So like pay per click.
that? Mhm.
Everybody does like pay per click. So we'll just do pay per click, Facebook, Google, etc. That's a pretty decent list.
What about like client events?
Events, love it. Big one right there. Anybody went to Q2 kickoff? Like the guy that came up from Cincinnati, what was his name?
Mhm.
He
Baseball
built this whole business around the Cincinnati Reds.
Mhm.
Right? Eddie Golden does like the
Yeah.
movie nights and ice cream socials and all kinds of stuff. So that's a pretty good list to start. So I think that one of the things that really frustrates. Well, I'll start here. So have you heard about the law of diminishing returns? Does that term sound familiar at all? The law of diminishing returns? So here's what it is, and then I'll explain it. The law of diminishing returns states that adding more of one input while keeping others in place will eventually lead to smaller and smaller increases in output. So basically what that means is that our brains are like psychologically designed to only focus on one thing at a time. So if we have 10 goals, what are the chances that we're going to execute successfully and efficiently on all 10 of those goals?
If you take on one at a time.
If you take on one at a time, highly likely. But if it's 10 all at the same time,
Oh. 50%.
if it's like, yeah, like, could be that you're just smarter than me, but me, like, if I focus on 10 things at once, I might execute 1 or 2 of them. If I focus on like 6 or 7 things at the same time, I might execute like 3, maybe still 2. But if I focus on just like 4 lead pillars, 4 strategies, not only do I execute all 4, but I execute them at a very high level. So the less we focus on, the more we simplify our business, the more likely we are to be successful. And this isn't just me saying this. This is statistically proven among Keller Williams agents, like the best, most accomplished Keller Williams agents in the country only focus on 3, maybe 4 lead generation sources, right? So I see it all the time. An agent gets their license, they come in, they're ready to set the world on fire, and they have these 20 different things that they want to accomplish with really no organization, habit tracking, and time blocking set in place. And they just burn themselves out doing these things. And I was there, right? Like I responded to this ad, and through, like, before I knew it, I'd thrown $500 at this postcard campaign, and I did it for like 3 months and nothing happened. So like, oh, that was a waste of $500 or $600, right? And then it was like on to the next thing. any of those lead sources, I should say most of those lead sources, with the exception of the really, really expensive Obsidian Zillow leads, are kind of a slow burn. Right? So like the Google pay-per-click, those Google pay-per-click or Brivity or Facebook leads that you get, like, keep in mind that even though like those are coming in high quantity, right? Like most of them clicked on that ad on accident. Some of them intentionally gave you incorrect information, like phone number and email, so that you wouldn't reach out to them. And then of the ones that actually make it into your database, that you validate the contact information, 5 to 8% of them are going to transact every year going forward if you can create a relationship with them, right? So like, it's not one of those things where you pay 35% for an Opcity lead, close the transaction and walk away with about 30% of your commission, right? So like, what does that mean? Today, we're analyzing like how to figure out this sea of lead generation, honing in and putting together a game plan for the 3 to 4 that you want to focus on, committing to those things, and then time blocking them and creating a strategy to execute. Cool. So like that's kind of the tactical game plan that we're putting together today. So Keller Williams' mantra is, and we're gonna talk about a lot of these and kind of break down the differences. Because like I'm like the one thing I'm not here to do is to tell you what lead generation sources to do. At the end of the day, it's your business. You have to figure out what you're going to commit to, what's going to work for you, but also what's comfortable and sustainable. I know I kind of sound like a broken record, but like if you hate doing open houses, if you can't stand doing open houses, if you don't believe in open houses and how they can grow your business and generate leads, then like don't pick that one. But if you believe in the 7th level open house and you find it enjoyable to contact agents in the office and ask to host their open houses, and you've seen success from open houses, let that be one of your pillars, right? Like, any guesses at how many FSBOs I've called in my entire career?
36.
Zero. It was actually 1, and it was horrible, and I hated it. Like I sat there in my office and I was like sweating. It gave me all this anxiety. I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this. Like, if that's how I'm going to respond to calling FSBOs and expireds, I'm just going to not have that be part of that's not going to be one of my 4 pillars. Because I'm not going to build a business around something I hate doing. Now, there's an argument to be made, like the whole bold thing, right? Is time on task over time. If I made 1,000 of those FSBO calls, would I probably get pretty good at them? And eventually it would be comfortable? Yeah, but like, I'm too lazy for that. Like, I'm not going to put myself through 1,000 phone calls of pain when I have 20 other lead sources that are going to be effective. And ultimately, what you work and what you're passionate about and what you believe in is what's going to grow your business, period. If someone tells you open houses don't work, that's because they don't like doing them, and that's not one of their pillars, right? Like, prove them wrong. If you love doing open houses, like, work with your coach, work with other agents in the office. Do a YouTube search for Keller Williams 7th level open house. And like, I promise you, you can grow a successful business, maybe just off of that. So, and another thing Jason and I were talking about yesterday, right? Like Jason and I talk a lot. Like in 2021, 2022, like maybe it was more challenging to grow your business through open houses because by the time the open house happened, the home was off the market. But now homes are sitting on the market longer, right? So like with like our mindset of abundance, like, gosh, like this home has been on the market 30 days. That's 4 opportunities to have an open house and get buyers. New buyers enter the market every week, and you're going to have new people coming to those open houses, right? And if a Keller Williams agent lists a house and they are only doing an open house because their seller wanted them to, do their open houses for them, right? Like, it doesn't have to be, okay, I could go on with this open house thing.
And combine, yeah, open house and then farm the neighborhood too.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Invite the neighbors to do.
Yeah, door knock the neighbors.
This is the time to pick your neighbors.
Exactly. Door knock the neighbors, and if you don't like door knocking the neighbors, go to RPR or Ohio Real's website and get the addresses, like the names and addresses for everybody in that block, right? And send them something. Send them a super cheap letter that you can print off here in the office and just send them a letter saying, hey, we've got this open house, would love to invite you to it, right? Put it in a red envelope, whatever you gotta do. Cool. Okay, so. Like, I kind of want to put like kind of a like Northeast Ohio Cleveland spin on all these. So like, what do you think, looking at your businesses and what you've seen and your agent colleagues here in the office, like, what do you think is being the most underutilized? Like, what do you think is the most underutilized lead gen strategies in your opinion? Or just ask yourself, what am I not doing that maybe I should be doing, that I've been committing to myself that I want to do that I haven't done?
Network.
Networking. Definitely underutilized. What else? What was it? Socials. Socials? Yeah, so like what's holding you back from getting on socials, Tracy? Yeah. Fair. I think you just described like 90% of agents. So,
I would say
yeah.
that,
Show of hands, who loves getting on video in front of social media? Yeah, just Jason.
I would say.
Just me. I don't particularly like it.
You love it.
It works and I tolerate it.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable doing it. I don't like doing it. Mr. TikTok. I'm in followers, I guess.
I would say B2B referrals, like. That's interesting, because like. It could be, if you get like one or two attorneys on your good side, you know, that could be 6 to 12 referrals a year. It's just,
Yeah,
I think some people in the back of their head, like, probably shy away from like divorce, 'cause it can be a little bit more complicated, a little bit more, needs a little more emotional sensitivity, but if you can get one or two of those, whether it's probate or whether it's
Probate
divorce,
insurance all the way.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, divorce, you could theoretically get 3 deals out of that.
Nobody ever votes for divorce, but.
No.
It's going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's understood.
we root for divorce like Don roots for unemployment. It's like, we don't want it to happen, but if it's going to anyways, right?
The only thing that I want to comment, this is probably a different comment for a different session, but in my mind, that kind of breaks it down into like active versus passive.
Hmm.
You know,
Talk about that.
because all these referrals are fantastic, and I think everybody should pursue them, but you just never are 100% sure when Jimmy from your classic card group is gonna
Yeah,
take your referral. So
yeah,
there could be periods of time where, you know, maybe for like for 2 or 3 months, how are you filling in that gap?
yeah,
Have something that's gonna be more under your control, and I know people don't like FISBOs, and people don't like, there's some out there to rejection, but those type of referral sources are things you can kind of control.
yeah,
Sit down and grin and bear it and make 100 calls and maybe get somebody that
Yeah.
day, or you can sit in your chair and wait for referral to come. So I'm not saying one is better than the other. I think one section could be a little more predictable.
Yeah.
Your control, so just different.
yeah, that's absolutely right. It's a great way to look at it. And you can like track those, like you can track how many FISBO calls you make.
Yep.
Over the course of a month, you can see how many appointments you got.
Yep.
Realistically, you can track how many of those appointments actually got you listings.
Right, and I'm not saying it's the end all be all, and a lot of times FISBOs are race to the bottom and they're selling.
Yeah,
Sell themselves for.
1% king, yeah,
Exactly, so it's not all rainbows and puppy dogs, but
yeah,
it's a little more here.
yeah. So, Wes has this, who's seen Wes's FISBO thing he's gonna send out? Anybody? Kelly, me, Brian? So like, one idea is, one idea that I might actually do for FISBOs at some point is Wes created, I think he like stole the idea from another market, and like that thing had like a lot of grammatical and weird errors in it. So he like kind of perfected that form. And it's basically a form that he is going to send to for sale by owners, explaining how to sell your home by yourself. Yeah. So it's like a PDF, you print it out, you mail it to the for sale by owner, and it's like a step-by-step instruction guide of how to list your home as a for sale by owner and things that you need to think about. But by the end of reading the document, it's like so much information that they have to do, right? Like, and a lot of data around how really only 8% of people sell their home FSBOs, and some of those even end up hiring an agent. And you don't have to call. Like for me, the thing for that is like I don't have to call. I don't have to cold call FSBO. Done.
We go out for the whole house one.
Yeah,
So I do that. I read
Yeah.
that.
Mo actually does that.
Good.
Yeah, Mo was actually doing that last week. And Mo was actually doing that last week. She was calling FSBOs to see if she could host open houses. And like got a hold of one seller who was like, I'm actually considering listing my house through an agent. Like she was just calling to host the open house, but then immediately started the conversation around like, what's your commission? Do you do flat fees? Blah, blah, blah. And so we kind of talked about that and worked through that. I'm curious to know how that went, but yeah, like there's no rules against like what you can do with FSBOs as long as you're doing it legally, right? So call them, send them stuff. Like Jeremy Oles, like I love Jeremy Oles, how he'll just like be driving by and see a FSBO and just pull over and just go door knock. Like that takes guts in my opinion. Like if you do that, like more power to you. But dang, like I would prefer that over a phone call, I think. Because at least then I'm like, you can't tell if you like me over the phone because I'm just some annoying guy calling, but you know, so cool.
Train your friends to tell you whenever they see a FSBO too.
Ooh, I like that.
Because they'll tell you when there's a FSBO, because some of them may not show up online.
Yeah,
And it's solidifying in their mind that you are a real estate agent, so they're more likely to bring you up to other people's.
That's a good point. I think Glover, one of his classes, he paid his friends a band like $20. Like if you take a picture of the 4-7, you text it to me, I will Venmo you like $15.
dang. I mean, that's way cheaper than paying Op City 35% here.
Commission was.
Yeah, so. Okay, so like some free examples, right? Like I like to run a business very, very lean. So I'm at the point where I don't like, I'll never pay for leads again. I hope I'm in that position where I never have to pay for leads again. Right, but sphere of influence, right? Developing your 36 touch plan. Who knows what a 36 touch plan is? Are you willing to explain it real quickly to the class?
Over the course of the year, you touch everyone in your database 36 times.
Yeah. In any way you can, right? Emails, phone calls, text messages, DTD2. I know that Polly's been doing a really effective, but she was doing a DTD2 call on Mondays. Like how cool is that? Love that. And a lot of those, like if you're a newer agent or like you don't have a ton of money to throw at your marketing, like you can run those 36 touches very, very lean with phone calls, text messages, and just 4 different monthly emails. You can have, like the neighborhood nurture goes out, what, around the 15th?
Whenever you set it up.
Whenever you set it up. Okay, so that's
You
why
can
it's
go out
always,
once a month, you can go out every other week.
that's why mine always go out on like the 13th of the month or something, because that's probably when I put everybody in that campaign. So like if you have your neighborhood nurture go out, like you could have a newsletter go out week 1, neighborhood nurture go out week 2, market update go out week 3, and listing of the month go out week 4. And that's 36 touches.
That would be 48 touches.
That's 48 touches.
I mean, if you're doing one a week, you technically would end up with 52 touches.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, that's more than 36. Just, and that's with no phone call.
No phone calls. However, the phone calls are the most effective part of the 36 touch.
Yeah.
So you can do a 36 touch without phone calls, but you're not going to get the same results.
I did. We hit one of Liz's buttons today with the 36 Yeah, phone call, topic of conversation. I bet Brian would be willing to come up and meet you and talk about what a phone call looks like.
In the beginning, I thought I had to talk about real estate in the phone calls, but you don't. Follow the four, which is family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. A lot of times you won't get to recreation and dreams. You'll be talking so much about, family and occupation. And if you ask about their occupation, they're gonna ask you about yours. That's when the real estate can come in. So you don't have to sound salesy or anything. Hey, I'm just calling to check up on you. How are the kids? Did you guys do anything fun this summer? Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah,
And it's fun. And when can we go drink bourbon?
I thought that was what the deal was, drink bourbon together.
Drink bourbon. It is, well, in my,
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, that fits into recreation and dreams, doesn't it?
Recreation. So like, if you haven't talked to anybody in like 2 years, like then what? Is this a comfortable conversation to have?
it is if you apologize first.
Love that.
I'm so bad at keeping up with people. I'm so sorry. I haven't talked to you in so long. What in the world's been going on with you and your family?
Yeah, love that.
And it immediately like disarms them. They're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
He does care. No, I don't, but.
Did you get that from David Jones? In Bold last year?
A little bit, yeah.
I've
The
never,
apology thing
Yeah.
definitely got from him.
he helps me so much with that, because I'm like, I have people in my database I haven't talked to for 5 years.
Yep.
Like, I'm just gonna call them
And you
all
feel
of a
stupid
sudden.
calling
Yeah,
them about real estate. No, call
Yeah.
and say, I am so sorry.
yeah.
I failed you.
I got a goal this year.
And if they say you're right, you did, hang up. But they're gonna remember you.
Oops, yeah.
Another 5.
Well,
I love
but the thing is though, the inverse of that is they failed you too, because they didn't check for 5 years.
Well, right, you're kind of inferring.
Well,
So,
that's what happens.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what happens.
And they kind
They
of look
apologize
at-
back.
Wow, he like bit the bullet, and called me,
Yeah.
you know. And they think you're nice.
They think you're nice. Jokes on them. Yeah, perfect. So like, free relationship based, sphere of influence, 36 touch, social media, obviously free, right? Big one. I analyzed my business I did in 2024. And 72% of the business I sold to in 2024 somehow linked back to like a DM on social media or something they commented on and saw. Like, that's massive. Like, there are, I've sold homes and got referrals from people who I'm only connected with on social media. I don't have their phone number. I don't have their email address. I don't have their physical address. Like, they're not on the rest of my 36 touch plan. The only way that they could have seen anything was through social media. Like, I think that's pretty powerful. I think that's pretty powerful. So the paid, right? So like, if we're talking about, so those are the free ones. Sphere of influence, social media, open houses, and for sale by owner, right? We kind of already like touched on those. The paid ones, Facebook, bulk ads, pay-per-click, the Realtor Zillow paid leads. So like, I don't know how much time I want to spend on the whole like Realtor.com and Zillow thing, because it's not something I really believe in or promote. Like, is it a way to get some business quickly? There's an argument to be made for that, right? But like, if you're looking at a home and like, let's say it's a $200,000 home, and you made a 3% commission. You made a 3% commission, so $6,000, right? Like, so like, if you haven't capped yet, 36% of that's going to Keller Williams, right? And then 35% of that is going to Realtor.com. So like, what's that leave you? 29%. What's 29% of 6,000? Like 18 or like $2,100, right? So like a $6,000 commission turns into a $2,000 commission. They get to pay 20% on when you do your taxes. So like, now you're looking at a $1,650 commission, like take home from a $6,000. Now, like, is that something to help you pay the bills and sustain?
It is
Sure.
how much time you do
Sure, how much time did you put in, right? But like. That's a thing you can do, that's a thing you can do. I would caution you though, that if you build a business on something that is, like, if you build a business on the backbone of something that could go away, that you have no control over, right? Like, what if the FCC changes some rules and Zillow and Realtor.com can no longer provide leads? Like, to agents, like, that's a big deal, right? Like, it seems like the rules around Zillow and Zillow Flex and Zillow leads are change about every 6 months. So like, what happens if all that like goes away? So, and now you're back to, back to the free stuff, so.
Your ROI for Sphere is much higher than for any paid leads. Like, if you took $600 and threw an event for all of your Sphere, and got one lead out of it, that's basically a 10% referral, so you're already making.
Basically, you're outsourcing the hard work.
Yeah.
Do you wanna give up 35% of pie to not have to call somebody or
Not have to do all the things.
That's a personal decision.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like there's an argument to be made for like new agents who have a short runway and need to pay bills. Like, there's an argument there for it. Longevity and sustainability, I'd recommend not doing that long term. So let's talk about like micro farming for a minute. Do you think postcards work? Who thinks postcards work? Show of hands. I can. Yeah. So a marketing company wanted to prove the power of consistent postcards. Have I told you this story before? You know the story. For this marketing company, wanted to prove the power of consistent postcard campaigns. So they invented a fake real estate agent in the community. And they started, the only thing they did was send out postcards to neighborhoods in this community. And they ran a very aggressive 8-week program where they sent postcards every week for 8 weeks to this community, right? At the end of the community, so before they did this, they polled this community. And with one question, who's the best real estate agent in your community? And there wasn't really one person that stuck out. There wasn't really like one predominant name that arose. They did this 8-week postcard campaign and then re-polled the same community. And the majority, over 50% of those households, said that fake real estate agent that they conjured out of thin air was the best real estate agent in their town. Like, never even knew this person. It was a completely fake person, right? So like, that shows you the power of what a postcard campaign can do. Now, like, is that realistic and sustainable for a solo agent, in the first few years? Like, maybe not. But I listened to, you guys listen to the Millionaire Real Estate Agent podcast by any chance? Mm-hmm. Did you listen to episode 96 with Delara Wentz, who has built her entire business on postcards? Like, literally the only thing, like, we're talking about like the law of diminishing returns. Like, she went all in on just postcards, and that's the only thing she does, just postcards. She's grown her business to $30 million a year as a solo agent and an admin. So her and her admin run this postcard campaign. I highly recommend going and listening to this episode. She spends between $40,000 and $45,000 per year on postcards to 1,800 homes in her community. And her GCI is anywhere between 800,000 and 900,000 a year. So I'm not saying like everybody go out and spend $40,000 on postcards, but there's an argument to be made that you could start small with a neighborhood or a couple neighborhoods, 200, 300 households, and get aggressive and throw some money at postcards. Like, clearly it works. Now, I would encourage you not to go do that without listening to the episode, because she is very strategic with what she sends to her farm. Some of it is like, for access to my vetted vendor list for any of your home upgrades, scan this QR code. So it's a lead magnet to get them into her database. And she's giving value. She's not just sending like white noise, list your home info. Does that make sense? So. Gosh, we're running out of time. So, okay, so let's get a little bit tactical. Like we were gonna do a brief role play on some different things around FISBOs, open house scripts and stuff like that, but like we only have a couple minutes left. So what I would like to do is we have like, what, 6 licensed agents here. So Jason, why don't you go back with Tracy and Douglas? And the 3 of you just get together, Brian, you can just like roll your chair around. And what I would like for you to talk about with in our last like 5 minutes are 2 things. I'd really like you to think about this and make commitment to each other. Don't worry, you're not gonna be role playing. We're skipping the role play. You're welcome, Brian. So here's what I want you to do. Like after what we've talked about today, I want you to commit to each other what your 3 to 4 lead sources you're gonna focus on. Just for the rest of this quarter, right? Just for the rest of this quarter to set up the beginning of your 2026. And that's the first thing. And everyone commits the time block 10 hours per week for lead generation and follow-up time. And what I would really like you to do is to go in your phone, open your calendar and actually put the time blocks in there. And then protect that time. But if you don't want to do that, I understand. Ready, set, go.